Hello and welcome to our special two-part series. Ace Designers and Kotak Alternate Asset Managers present a partnership built on purpose, impacting the manufacturing segment. Now in part one, we spotlight the booming potential of the CNC machine tool industry. We explore the role of Ace Designers Limited and showcase how the potential of the partnership with Kotak Alternate Asset Managers is set to transform the manufacturing landscape. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me here today. Mr. Shirgurkar, first question to you. You know, whenever you're bringing together different entities under one umbrella, it's not an easy task. So how did you go about aligning everyone during this?
See, the most important enabler for making this happen was our common values, vision, and purpose of the group founders. And today, we are the largest in the country machine tool company. And our vision now is to be a global company of significance. And that's where we realize that we have to make investments. Otherwise, generally, we have been a very conservative company. So then we started looking at various options, and we also looked at why not we go public.
Right.
And that triggered all this process.
What were some of the main, so to say, cultural or operational hurdles in this amalgamation?
So any amalgamation will have issues because ultimately we are dealing with people. The good part was that the owners and the shareholders still remain the same. People have worries about, finance there, finance here, HR there, HR here. How is all this going to happen? Methodologies of reporting, standardization of, what we were doing, following the best practices. So all of this is work in progress and it's happening right now.
Fantastic. That's great to hear. And Mr. Shirgurkar, one more thing I want to ask you is that EY has played a key role in both the amalgamation, the investment round as well. Your thoughts on how they contributed, what did they bring to the table to make this go smoothly?
They have really, then they really taught us about the whole process. One is how to look at partners and how to, again, one is partners, and also it's important that how we all come together and what kind of shareholdings that we'll have. And that was done very smoothly. And I'm glad that it went on very well. And then they also went ahead looking at the best investors. And we chose Kotak. And now further, next problem, of course, is Kotak is going to help us to go public at some point of time.
Fantastic. On that note, I'll come to the other side of the panel. Srini, I want to start with you. CNC machines are everywhere, though they don't make headlines. But what are some trends, demands that, or future signals that you're seeing that made this a compelling investment space?
So for us, the whole theme that, we got to be self-reliant in manufacturing. The government is putting a thrust in terms of Atmanirbhar Bharat. And there is a bunch of manufacturing industries which are relocating to India thanks to, change in supply chains, geopolitics, what have you, and of course, domestic demand. And CNC machines goes into practically every aspect of manufacturing. You can't produce something in this country without CNC machines. And as luck would have it, thanks to our neighborhood, there are new avenues in space and defense and others opening up. So the outlook for the company looks very good. Our job is to help a visionary founder with fantastic engineering skills and products. And when we learned that and we met the management, we knew that we got to back this company.
Fantastic. That's great to hear. And Ishwar, I want to bring you in on this conversation. So, where the invest with a portfolio across real estate and infrastructure, what does a precision manufacturing player like Ace, how does that fit in the mix? Is it kind of, is it like a complementary, counter-cyclical? Is it a whole new direction that you're taking with this?
See, we've fundamentally invested across industries. And mostly we like the real asset industry. That's where we have been focusing on. We have healthcare, life sciences, roads, infrastructure, buildings. And, Ace, truly to its name, was the ace up our sleeve, and it was a missing link for us. So with manufacturing also in our portfolio, I think we've got the whole, India growth story covered now.
What in your view, Ishwar, was some key points that as investors, as partners, stood out for you guys?
See, for us, there are three principles of lending. The first is the corporate governance and the DNA of the promoters. This chemistry is working. So for us, that is most important. The second is, of course, that is this company in the top three in its industry, which was a clear yes. It's the best. It's the top in the industry. And the third is whether it fits into the India growth story, as Srini mentioned. So for us, it was, it was love at first sight.
Well, that's beautifully said, and a good hat trick in that way to say. Now, in part two, we shift focus to Kotak Alternate Asset Managers' expectations, how the investment will be utilized, the evolving partnership with ACE Designers, and most importantly, the guiding ethics, the guiding ethos behind this collaboration. Gentlemen, thank you once again. Ramesh, I'll start with you this part. How are you envisioning the next phase of growth? Means focus on upgrading factories, on the R&D. What's the plan?
Yeah, we've come here and we've done what we've done over 40 years. What we really need to do now is to look at what we're going to do, all of that, maybe 2 times over in the next 5 years. We need equipment and machines for the next level of precision machines. We also need to make market investments. We need an R&D team that we have that we need to upgrade, and then a lot of other MIS and system kinds of organizational breadth that we need to build.
How are you going to balance this international growth while continuing to stay focused on the domestic? How are you going to manage both of these aspects?
Very fundamental matrix, existing products, new markets. So the existing markets is what we're trying to look at from a geographical reach, going out into the global market. The premiums with the sector and the change in manufacturing that's happening here, more and more premium machines and solutions are required here in India. We're around 7% exports, which we believe in the next 5 years we have an ample room to grow it to about 25-30%. So this is how we're looking at making ourselves global.
Fantastic, great. So I'll come to this side now to Ishwar. How involved do you see Kotak Alternate Asset Managers being in ACE Designers' future, whether it's governance, tech, growth? Can you shed some light on that?
What this company really has come to us for is our expertise in taking it to the next level, which is taking it public. And that's where I think our core competence is, what it would take for a 40-50-year-old private company, closely held, very conservative, to come to the public, and how to build the image, and how, like we are sitting together, to take it to the next level.
Srini, I want to ask you one thing also, that as the journey progresses, what are some kind of key milestones that you've kind of placed in mind, so maybe over the next 12 months, 24 months, something to see that, yes, this partnership is on the right track?
There are milestones that both the company and us have together set as goals for us to achieve with regard to, as he mentioned, export targets, for example, or new avenues where we want to grow into, to service new kinds of customers where we are seeing manufacturing actually being set up not just here, but most countries are also looking at their own version of Atmanirbhar. So factories are being set up in other parts of the world. No factory is going to work without their machines. So how do we capitalize on that? So these are, specific targets that we have sort of set for ourselves.
Fantastic. Srini, I'll play a bit of a devil's advocate. So now manufacturing is high risk, high reward, but it also faces global cycles, which will be, some will be ups, some will be downs. How would you partner them in the non-great phase? So when there are downs, how do you envision that?
Our job is to first establish ourselves as partners with the company. We know that we'll have good times and we'll have bad times. That may postpone some of the plans that we may have as financial investors, that may postpone some of the targets. But I think the goal is to stick together, and that's the key that we check when we go into a company. That, here's a company which has got 40 years. And they've gone through all of this in the past. So I'm sure there will be a few things that we will learn when there are tough times. And as I always say, when the going gets tough, the tough get going.
Absolutely, well said. One last point I want to ask you, Srini, is, you've worked with a number of successful businesses. What are some key qualities that businesses, like those businesses that like ACE Designers also bring to the table that help them endure, grow, and make a mark in the industry as such?
I'll pick a phrase that you use. Quality never goes out of fashion.
Yeah.
Right? And that's one of the key cornerstones of what this company has built over 40 years. It is not about numbers. When you are making an investment as a partner with a partnership, it is about the quality of the partner, the ethics, the value systems of the partner. And as long as we have the chemistry going, and we felt that this is a partnership that will work. And that was the reason why we went behind.
Wow, fantastic. Well, on that point, Mr. Shirgurkar, I'll come to you. How do you keep those values alive as the organization keeps growing?
We have to be customer centric, and that's how that we have supported the customers to not only provide machines but solutions and local service. And the most important thing is that we said we shall run our business on ethics and we shall never compromise come what may. And that's one of the important reasons that we have our own marketing company, that we will not deal with any dealers. And that's how we have, and that is applied every day, and it is a part of our company's ethics, and everybody follows that, and that has made it successful.
Fantastic. That's really great to know. Well, thank you, gentlemen, for that today. And that brings our special two-part series to a close. From purpose-led beginnings to strategic execution, we've unpacked a powerful collaboration between ACE Designers and Kotak Alternate Asset Managers. Thank you so much for joining us.